Hello everyone, and we're back again for Dread Month, in which the dread is Fox getting me to play just absolute piss games. Hello, I'm Talen Lee, he, him,
And I'm Foxley, she, her.
and we're gonna play 1992's Curse of Enchantia. I see no reason to engage with any preamble because I want to get this over with as quickly as I possibly can.
Well, I mean, you can start as soon as possible, and I'll give everyone the backgrounder as we go.
Okay.
This is, of course, another game from Fox's Cursed Childhood, where she only had, 4 games.
Oh, this interpreter is already worrying me.
I am reminded that I quite enjoyed the music from this. Too bad it's the only music.
Yeah, and it's just gonna sit here on this. See, under the hood, what's happening is that DOSBox is sending information to OBS, and OBS is then converting that information into a preview image that it's sending me, but it relies on a certain number of updates to actually show me what's happening. So it's entirely possible that whole section, you, the audience watching this now, saw nothing.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yep. Don't worry, you're not missing anything, because what we're doing is we're playing Curse of Enchantia, a game that features no one and is about nothing.
That's not true. It features Brad.
Brad.
Our protagonist, Brad. I don't know why I know Brad's name.
Careful not to blink, you might miss the backstory.
Oh yeah, this is a very important story. You need to know this.
That's it. That's your lot.
I only just noticed Brad is playing baseball alone in that field.
Yeah, well, what does baseball signify, Fox?
Just Americanness, right?
Yeah. This is a core design game.
Actually, yeah, this is a British game, so maybe that's the...
A British game?
British game!
Alright, everyone, we're gonna make fun of Fox saying game for a little bit now.
That's how goblins say game!
Goblin,
Leave me alone!
Goblin Game is one of my favorite plane chase cards.
Goblin game.
Alright, what are we looking at here? This interface doesn't look good. I've got... It's very floaty. This is very, very zippy around the screen. I'm not comfortable with it.
This is one of these newfangledy advanced games with point and clicks.
I can look at the chains.
Enjoy your command bar.
Okay. Okay. So, interface-wise, audience.
Uh-huh.
I clicked on the look button, and then that brought up a list of things I could look at. But the thing is, clicking on it doesn't do anything.
No.
It's like, that's you're looking. It's a pair of chains. Look at it.
Well, there's no dialogue.
Yep.
So what would it do when you look at a thing except go, that sure is the thing?
Alright. Can I? Oh, no. Subheadings.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Just look at all these exciting functions. There's so much you could do in a game with all of these commands. Eat, build, wear. Goodness me.
I'm gonna bet that. Okay, so that's unlock, insert, push or pull, eat, wear, throw, gift, and combine. And I'm going to bet you use these once.
You already have an instinct for the ways in which this game is very bad.
Alright, well. Oh, that's a fight card, and I assume that's a surrender card, so let's go with just yell.
Can easily be fooled into thinking that this might be a good game based on how good it looks and the pretty music.
Well. That's a dumb god.
Also, do you not just absolutely fucking love how unlock, insert, and push-pull are 3 different things?
Yeah. And also, notably, you click around the screen to get to the thing, but to interact with the thing, you then need to open the menu. This is awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well. I'm going to guess there's actually a secret area in this room that I just have to mosey around to and just, look what's nearby.
Oh yeah,
there's some wall. I'm gonna interact with some wall, aren't I? I'm going to pull some wall. Oh, yeah. So many levels of stuffed game.
Good thing that wall was so crumbly, huh?
Okay, how to go through it? I insert me? No.
That's some good thinking.
Do I just click on it?
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't immediately give you answers to these things.
Yeah, no, because you've really got to make sure we milk it for as long as possible to work out how stupid this game is. This is the thing people are tuning in for.
Well, no, I don't want a backseat game, you see.
Why? What do you want? What's your end game? What's your exit strategy, Fox?
I just want to share this experience with you.
Wait.
I
Wait.
spent so many hours in this.
Need to change tack here
Yes,
because I
sorry.
just pushed that section of wall, revealing a little hidden area.
Yes,
In which there was a paperclip.
there was a paperclip.
And now I'm going to use that paperclip to pick the lock on this door. And in fact, going out through this avenue that I just opened up is in fact not going to happen.
Well, there's a grate on there. You can't get through that. But everybody knows what a paperclip is for in an adventure game.
Look, I've got to put a lot in the tank here because this is clearly going to be a terrible game that's bad. And I need to make sure I don't just, sit here and start swearing about it straight out of the gate.
I'm enjoying this a lot because that's the most logical part of the game as far as I recall.
Uh-huh. I also note that guard hopped away once I picked up a goldfish.
He sure did. Hey, good news. This is like a LucasArts game where you can't die.
Yeah. Well, you
Instead-
wouldn't want anyone to miss the chance to experiment with all the interesting things the puzzles could do.
Instead, you just get these hilarious animations, which definitely won't become longer and more annoying and set you further back as the game goes on.
Can I push this thing?
Foolish Talen?
I can pick it up. But I had to look at it before I could pick it up.
I'll give you a little hint for this. If you stop directly where the cod piece is on the armor, they'll swing the hammer and not hit you.
Yeah, that would require a lot more elegant control. I'm at this point like moving this thing by microns. This controls awfully.
So the mouse resolution is a bit skew-if, perhaps?
Yeah.
I would tell you, you don't actually have to look at everything before you can pick it up. It's not required by the game. You just have to be really close to anything that's kind of small.
Just a bunch of gems I have to pick up. And I'm assuming, based on the general demeanor, that there will be some arbitrary invisible flag that I must... Like, this guard is probably going to chase me all the way out the door. But, like, if I haven't got all the things I need, that guard will, in fact, not catch up to me.
You should check and see what happens when the guy catches you.
Yeah, I definitely should. I definitely should do
It's
more
great.
of this game. I should make sure that there's as much of this game as possible for me to experience.
It's clearly well thought out and makes a lot of sense. He makes you go splat without flattening you and pushes you towards the exit.
So he just wants me to leave.
I mean, that's how I'd feel about Brad, too. He does not make for stellar company.
Alright, well, let's put on... Wait, no, I've got to wear, right? Behold as the command gets used for the one time! Hey there, little fish friend. Can I just help you out of just arbitrary kindness?
You're also starting to understand the cartoon logic of this game.
Yep. So it controls like shit. It's pixel hunty. Yep.
But hey, you got to help that nice fish.
Cool. Oh, you don't unlock it with that? Okay, can't push pull it, can't insert into the dirt pile.
You know, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think this is one of the cases where looking actually interacts with the thing.
It really didn't. Oh, now it does.
Maybe you're in the middle of another animation or something.
Alright.
Because you will definitely have your animations cut off by other things. Sorry, you'll definitely have your actions cut off by animations.
Oh, boy.
In fact, the whole, like, do and pick up menu is off limits while you're moving. Isn't that great design?
I am going to have to give this dickhead a bunch of gems, aren't I?
Oh, no, why would you think that? The gems are just for score, Talen.
Oh. He wants a worm. Okay. Let's give him a worm.
Eat worm.
Perfectly nice and cute object. You know, game entity.
A lot of what's in this game is nicely rendered and nicely animated.
This background art whips, yeah. Alright, now how do we attract the attention of the turtle?
And unlike the background music, since there's multiple backgrounds in the game, you won't just get bleedingly sick of it by the time we're done.
Oh yeah, I'm taking this earpiece out.
It's already gotten... It's already worn thin.
Well, it's not getting me anything. It's not any obscure game information I wouldn't have worked out otherwise. Yes, that's it. There's ambient ASMR. I'd be taking off my headphones. Alright, so far I think I've got, like, the measure of the dumb shit this game does.
Look out for the shark!
Alright, well...
It might run into you and drag you slightly backwards.
And now I have to determine, is this something where I have a solution to this puzzle, or is this just a matter of, like, well, you've got to walk around it?
Well, you know how every other puzzle so far has just been sitting immediately next to its solution?
Yep. If this shark is, like, weak to reeds... The what? What the hell was that?
The thing sitting on the ground.
Use... Look, this is one of the things. Use as a mechanic, a mechanical term in these games is definitely overused. It represents a real problem. But the alternative isn't better. Okay. Fight with this thing? Nope.
I think actually it gave you a thumbs up there.
Timing it wrong.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be better if you also had to time it correctly?
This is fun. This is great. I'm glad we're
This
doing
is
this.
so fun. You can see why I liked this game so much when I was like 12.
It's a cattle prod?
Apparently so.
Oh.
Clown cares not for your high.
I gave that dude a worm for an oxygen tank.
Yep.
And then he left without giving me the oxygen tank.
Oh no, he gave it to you. He just like immediately put oxygen into your fishbowl and then left. Because you needed some more oxygen apparently.
Okay. Is there a thing inside this that I can only pick up when it's open? No.
I actually remember that eluding me when I was a child as well. Like I couldn't work out what the air tank thing was for. Because like it doesn't show you anything. It just kind of is like, yeah, it holds up oxygen tank, then leaves.
Can I eat it? This
Only
is
if you have drawn butter.
this is not going to be good content.
Alright, well I'll tell you, you have to jump over it.
I can't believe I just said good content. I fucking hate this. Alright, wait till it closes.
I should have been cunning. I should have said you have to use a command you haven't used yet.
Yeah, because what I really need, what this game really needs is some arbitrary pixie jester style ass genie bullshit. Yeah, that'll do it.
The hit goblin. You like to play a game?
No. No, I do not want to play this game.
Well, you must play a game. It's content. Good content. Manja.
Goblins wouldn't use the word content. They're better than that.
That's actually true.
See, Talen has been on a bit of a crusade this year about the term content because I'm kind of firmly of the opinion that content contextualizes your work as a thing involving ads, which you shouldn't be seeing ads for this.
I guess so. I think of it as like being a generic, utilitarian word. Like, it is the same as product. It tells you nothing and it contains no joy. It is accurate but awful.
It's a term I wrote a whole article about this, about how like there are multiple reasons I don't like the term content when used in the context of my of the work I do, because for a start it flattens everything you do. Like what you create, like I write, I do this kind of thing, which is a performance, which is making a video, and I also make scripted videos, and which means I'm writing scripts, I'm doing audio editing, and like the actual number of jobs I have to do the thing I'm trying to do, well, that doesn't make any damn sense.
Don't need those anymore.
Yep. Oh no, this is the find a bunch of rocks in a labyrinth puzzle, isn't it?
Oh, you remember this part?
Anyway, just to finish the rage on I had there. Content flattens your work. That's one of the. That wasn't anywhere near what I was looking at.
Apparently, it was.
But as a direct result of referring to things as content, we treat a lot of things that aren't similar as if they are similar. Like there's a reaction streamer who is going to who has an audience that means he can leave the chair alone and just leave, and that's content. Whereas what I do is scripted videos or a one-on-one talk session with my partner, and we have a dynamic, and you get to hear our dog, all sorts of stuff. But that's to call those the same thing is to consider them entirely in the context of the potential of an audience.
I love that you try putting the moss back on the boulder. That makes me happy. I'm surprised with the caliber of puzzles here. There's not something where you just take something off where it is and immediately put it back.
Can't push or pull this. Can't find any other items around the room. Cool.
I think try looking around again. Because there is something here that you haven't interacted with yet.
The water?
Nope.
The stalactite? Let's see.
It's much stupider than that.
Sorry, the stalagmite.
Wow, you really can't see it from there. I am surprised at that.
There's just a little doohickey on the ground.
Oh, very close. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I guess you have to be pretty close.
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, there's just a button on the cave wall, Talen. You have to press the button. I don't know why you didn't think of just pressing the button. The amount of time I spent in this game is surely a direct testament to the dire situation of video game supply in the 90s.
Yep, you didn't know anyone cool who pirated actually good games, so you had to make do with what Core were doing with themselves before they came out with Tomb Raider.
Oh, I had a real version of this.
Oh my god, they got you. They absolutely got you.
This was in the selection of... I didn't buy it.
No, it came free with the Sound Blaster, right?
It came free with the CD-ROM drive, yeah.
Yeah, because this
which also had the Sound Blaster bundled with it, yeah.
Because this game is like, get a load of this. We have voice files, and you can hear a character actually talking. Behold our technology. One of many games in that genre of like, well, get a load of what we have access to. We're not actually going to do anything with it.
A stellar collection of games. It's also included Chess Master.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I learned. I'm just astonishingly bad at chess. And what's the other one? Fucking Mavis Beacon.
Yep.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing. I hate Mavis Beacon.
So here's an interesting thing. One, Mavis Beacon is a black lady, so you're a racist.
She's a pretend black lady.
But that's the other thing. Second to that, Mavis Beacon doesn't exist.
I'm only a pretend racist.
Yes, she was invented for the sake of legitimizing. That wasn't the rock I was meant to pick up. Oh man.
You fool.
Because like I know that there's like going to be like some guy who's collecting rocks to have sex with or something, and I've just got to like make sure he's like I clean the floor.
Now I'm going to imagine he is having sex with them.
I mean, you can do that. That's entirely up to you.
I don't mean I'm going to like picture it or anything. It's just that's now my headcanon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you might have a full inventory.
Your inventory can fill up?
can, Talen. Oh my gosh. You didn't think a game like this was gonna give you that kind of freedom?
Oh no,
Yeah,
I know what it
full-
is too. It's we can't implement scrolling in this engine because it would be momentarily inconvenient. So
Yeah, probably. Because you could rely on people having a mouse, but you couldn't rely on it having a scroll wheel yet.
So, okay, is there a hat?
Not that you have.
Guess I'm not going in through there. The worst part about this is that I'm seeing this game stretch in front of me like a great trail. It's like a freaking hike. And the thing is, my reward for getting any of this through is going to be, and then I get to play with more of this. Then I get to, like, the next bit of puzzles.
You've produced content, Talen.
Can I drop things?
You know, I don't think you can.
So, I'm screwed.
Well, no, you just have to find the person who will take the rocks from you.
He has to be accessible, right?
Yep. Oh, you can reach him from here. You haven't checked all the exits from these tunnels.
Oh, cool.
I can understand why you might think that you had, since they all look the fucking same.
It's true. 1992.
Yeah, I mean, this was not a time when video games was still bad.
Day of the Tentacle had come out.
Uh-huh. I mean, this was after
What
Loom.
weirdly specific notches in the floor. This is after most of the space quests we've played.
This was... No, wait, this was before Sam and Max, right?
Yeah, because that's 1993.
Oh, only just before.
Yep.
No excuse, really.
And like, I will give a pass to small game development studio Core that they're not able to stand up to the might of LucasArts,
Sure.
a subsidiary of Lucasfilm Incorporated.
Understood. But also, there's no reason it had to be this bad.
Yeah,
Like, a lot of these things are choices.
yeah, and I feel like these are a lot of these things are choices that feel to me like this is a really good opportunity actually to talk about the idea of Marshall McLuhan's famous phrase, "The medium is the message." So, when typically talking about media studies, one of the common ways that it was framed before McLuhan codified this idea was the notion that at its heart, media was a thing that was displayed. That like the media was stuff like a television show is media. What McLuhan forwarded in Understanding Media, which I want to say is from 1972, but it might be from 1978. Don't quote me on that. Check your citations. Was the phrase, and like you've given it in speeches and talks beforehand, but like the book presents the idea of the medium is the message, which is to say, for a start, the TV show is not media. The TV show, like the Flintstones or Barney Fife or whatever, is Barney Fife.
I have no idea. I was gonna ask, but then I was like, why interrupt? That's nothing. That's nothing.
Happy Days, or an episode of Pugwall, or perhaps something else that we watched, like Spellbinder. Yeah, there we go.
The Adventures of Tintin.
Well, I was going to take a moment to dwell on Spellbinder references for the all of 7 people in the world who remember that. 4 of whom are Polish teenagers at the time.
The 5th of whom was my best friend at high school who had a huge crush on Spectrofina.
Yep. But the nature of Marshall McLuhan's position was that that's not the media. That is the content of the media. The media is the thing that transmits the form. Hello, Ellie. You're learning about Marshall McLuhan.
Now our media, the video podcast format, is transmitting to you the noise of our dog.
And one of the nice things about this McLuhanish position is that like there is so much stuff that it opens up and like puts into the space of media studies that wasn't necessarily there before. Like for example, there's a lot of talk, like, it means you no longer have to talk about a single specific show, but you can talk about whole genres at a time. Like, this is a type of media, and any given show in that type of media is its hashtag content. Apologies to Tom Scar, who also stole that from one of his friends. So, like, whatever. The notion of the medium being the message is that the defamation of our reality, the alterations to the way that society works and functions, is not being done by TV shows, but the TV itself.
Don't you just love how that walk cycle mushes against the wall and slides over, and you can't do anything until it stops?
Yep. Well, this game absolutely sucks to control.
It's art.
Yeah, it is impressive. And the reason I bring up McLuhan in all this, because again, the defamation of things based on delivery methods. What
I suggest you go up into that cave while you have the chance.
Oh yeah, good point. Because I might not want to. I want to make sure I've got that plank.
Well, it's mega annoying to find your way around this.
Yep.
So, like, do what you can while you're next to it is all.
Yep.
Also, the fact that you had your inventory full and it stopped you from picking this up is extremely funny.
Because you don't hold on to it.
You don't put it in your inventory. I've never seen that before, and that is just so delightful to me.
Put the plank on a rock? Can I just use plank on rock?
You fool!
Unlock plank with rock?
Those are generic commands that would make sense. You have to use stupid specific commands, because otherwise we might not get any use out of them.
Plank? Ugh! Combine plank with rock.
Isn't it worth having a combined command?
Yeah, this is like the one time it's going to get used, isn't it?
There's at least one other one I can think of. But beyond that, honestly, not sure.
Throw rock at plank? No?
You've got the right idea, but a rock will not do the trick for this, apparently.
Oh, that's right. I've got to go find some... I assume I have to find, like, a boulder. Because it's not a rock. And the rock smasher guy won't want it because it's a boulder.
Oh, it's so much stupider than that, Talen. Whatever your expectations for a puzzle in this game is, think about that and then think about how you could ramp up the stupid.
Yeah. So the McLuhan position of, like, the idea that television deformed society, TV shows didn't. TV shows encouraged us to get televisions, but the thing is, when you look at what the impact of any given show is, it's things like you buy a product. That's fine. But by comparison, a television, people rebuild their houses. People restructure the sockets and the outlets in their home. Companies get made and established for operating these things in a location. Regulations are restructured to make sure that there's an appropriate way to handle those businesses and to extract taxation from them.
As I learned from an American game of Family Feud when I was a teenager, and it refused to accept family room or lounge room as a place in the home where you have a TV.
Yeah.
Apparently, America just has a room for TV called TV room.
Yeah. So, like, it's not to say that, say, Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone aren't media that transmits a message, but the level that the message they transmit, that you should that you should smoke smooth, delicious Laramie cigarettes, is microscopic compared to the titanic shift required by the construction of television broadcast towers.
Sorry.
Oh,
we all have to stay quiet for the one truly delightful thing in this game.
Alright, look at Hole.
Now, you didn't hear that because you've already taken your headphones out in protest.
Yep.
But that little guy went, blomp.
Good blomping, I assume.
And then went, wink, 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 away.
So I need to get that little dude and put him in that hole.
That's the most joy you will ever receive from this game. There is no more joy.
Yep. Cool. I'm glad we've dedicated at least half an hour. Oh, we're fine. We're fine.
We salute you, blonde guy.
Good job, Blomper. Oh, I've got my pockets full again. Time to go to the penis flattener again. And that's what he wants the rocks for.
Yeah, he's probably bashing his dick into a pancake.
What the hell?
Huh.
Okay. That's
Could have sworn that was different. You better poke the holes and see if there's anything different.
That's not how my brain mapped this out. The worst thing about this, by the way, while I'm trying to give talks about anything that give this a little interesting texture or color, anything at all, is the shit-eating grin you're sitting here with as you just... that's got wire in it? Okay.
I'll tell you what, you're doing so much better than 12-year-old Fox because you looked at that and you thought it was wire. As opposed to me who went, that's thread, right?
Mm.
And spoilers, but you've probably already guessed that anytime you need to retrieve wire from something in an adventure game...
You need a magnet.
The fact that it is metallic is going to be a factor.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to get the magnet so I can get the wire, and I get the wire so I can put like a tripwire for that mud monster guy, which I have to assume will stop him so I can... Well, I can't have a conversation with him because this game isn't about conversations, but I will...
Sure.
I will
you can say, hi!
Yeah, but I'll stop him or something, and he'll be like, I'm so relieved that you stopped my anxiety attack, and I'm going to assume he'll hand me a melon. Anyway.
I like it. Hey, listener, here's a fun game. You can also place your bets on what incoherent items Talen is going to get from game entities that have no connection to them.
So, I bring up this McLuhanish vision of media. And by the way, make no mistake, when I talk about people like McLuhan, these people were weirdos, right? Like, if you read Understanding Media, you will have a deeper understanding of the kinds of women that Marshall McLuhan wanted to fuck than you will ever need. And, like, it has no meaningful use to hear him describe, like, how glasses and sunglasses and stockings versus pantyhose create different kinds of
I remember this. The discussion of the way people dress as if they are fucking character designs and not fully formed human beings.
Yeah. Like, I might have put that shirt on because it was the one that was clean, ya ding-dong. But McLuhan's take about this, fundamentally, and the book also has other stuff in it that I like auto amputation and stuff like that. But the fundamental idea of the medium is the message is that the way media content is delivered shapes the way that media works and the impact that has on the world. And you can see that in the big macro scale of the example of television, but you can also have it in the micro scale. And that's why I wanted to talk about Curse of Enchantia, because I think that this is a studio where a programmer... Oh, I've been handed some string.
Have you given him enough rocks to get his prize? Yes, you have. Do you also have to keep going through this 3-step process to hand rocks to him because it's the only way you can clean out your inventory?
Yep.
You sure do.
But I have to assume and hope that this means I'm done with picking up rocks.
No more rocks to pick up.
Okay. Anyway, good luck with Mickey's penis flattener, man. Anyway, the thing is, I think, and this now is me looking into the black box of game design and trying to extrapolate backwards and to like make a story that makes sense to me. I think this game was made as an engine first of like, I can make objects sit on a screen and I can make a parser recognize things and I can move things around and I can do smooth scrolling and all that. Like all that stuff that's being handled by a... Oh, that's a new thing. All these things are being handled by someone who started with that part of the design, started with that tool, and then everything else about the game was shaped subsequently. And that means that then I suspect the next most important thing, the thing that Core had the best access to and the stuff that they were best at, was background art.
Can I just interrupt? Do you have a coin at the moment? I can't remember.
Let's have a look.
Because you did pick up a bag of coins in the castle. No, okay, they were just for score. That's what I thought.
Yeah. That would actually make the game have a loss gate, which I don't believe this is the kind of game to have.
I suppose that probably is why there's only score stuff in that hallway. But you could always just do what they did with the guard who was in the way and not push you out until you have taken the thing. Because they clearly don't have any qualms about we will just have a guy move out of your way once you have set a flag.
Yeah. And that kind of design, tripwire design, it's usually disheartening because it diminishes the feeling of being part of an integrated world with a coherent story where cause and effect follow it linearly. Alright.
And so much of this fucking game really is just the pieces of the puzzle sitting at opposite corners of the same room, or like one room away from each other.
How do I...
This isn't like a Monkey Island where you'll be carrying something from the first town and at the very end of the game you'll be like, oh, I see what I need to do to this parrot. It's like far too basic for that. If you told me these were like written in a modular fashion, I would believe you.
Yeah, there's definitely a degree of like...
You still don't have the heavy thing.
Yeah, it feels like it was written with a degree of an expert... I feel that this was made engine first, because you see this zip. That's not a standard engine. This game was not being made with we brought up both LucasArts and we brought up...
the way it doesn't scroll smoothly, it just jerks once you hit the edge.
Yeah, that's
horrid, isn't it?
Doing a specific thing. That's a choice. Whoever made this engine had the problem of how do I handle the amount of visual information I want the cache to handle, and this was their solution of these little zips. And there are worse crimes.
You did go upwards into the wank wank cave.
Yeah, this one's the wank wank cave. The one that I go down into.
Sorry, it doesn't go wank, it goes blorp.
Blorp.
Womp. I do believe there's more holes. But if the cave where you find the wire is a different cave, I'm not certain there's anything else in the holes. But it's been a long time.
Oh, I see. It's a sequence.
There's another little guy.
Okay, so what we have to do here is we look in each hole as they're exposed. And the reward we have for this is we will have followed a sequence and the game will then set another invisible flag.
Oh, there is a thing!
Stick!
I don't even remember what stick is for.
I have to assume I use it with the string and the magnet to make a fishing rod of some variety.
Yeah, maybe. I definitely remember most of the puzzles in this, but not sticks specifically.
Alright. Well, I have a stick. Can I use the stick? Can I insert the stick in the hole? No.
I like how it gets stuck on the thumbs down, so you just get disapproving cursor now.
Yeah. Double check this is the right hole. Alright, there's thread in there. Well, there's the...
Yeah, hole has wire, but you lack magnet.
Of course, yeah, the magnet's the thing I gotta get, which means I'm looking for something heavy.
Which isn't a spoiler, you have seen the magnet, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I care too much about the integrity of the puzzle experience of this game.
No, I mean, like, I have an FAQ open in another tab.
And you've already tasted enough to, like, I have shared with you the mold that I found in the back of my fridge.
Yeah, and also, like, low-key, one of the reasons that I do this entire format of things at all is because of the work of Yahtzee Croshaw and his friend... Gabe, who, they did a series called Let's Drown Out, one of which was Curse of Enchantia. Which means I remember some of what's involved in this game, but not a lot.
I was wondering how much you would remember from that playthrough.
Okay, so that's stalactite. I can't throw something at that stalactite to make it drop onto the plank.
You cannot, I'll tell you that for free.
Tell you what, that's some bad art direction.
Yes, it looks important, doesn't it? It looks exactly like it would break off and fall right down onto the end of that plank.
Mm-hmm. Some...
Nope.
And like, I get it. This is also 1992. This is core design. This is probably the first game of its type they've made, or released at least. And the result is something that is ropey as hell. Which, like, yeah, interesting. I wouldn't have charged people $70 for it, but
Yeah, God, I don't know how much this cost when it was new, but it can't possibly be low enough to justify it.
Yeah. It is funny that with the procession of technology and the advancement of reality that we live in, the games franchises, like the Black... Like, one of the things I thought that'd be cool to do for Dread Month was we play the Blackwell games.
Oh, yes.
Because, like, you haven't played those, and oh my goodness, that's a coin, isn't it?
Oh, sure is.
Oh, I hate this game. Okay, well, I pick up this coin. I go back to the wishing well, if I can remember how to get there. My mental impression is that it's to the top left, but I know that if I go directly...
That's Blomp Cave, right?
Yeah, that's Blomp Cave. And the bottom left here is the Thread Cave. But yeah, where was I? Balls. But no, I like, part of the reason I do this format at all, one of the things that made me want to do this is that series by Croshaw and Gabe. And one of the funniest parts about it is, like, increasingly I grew disillusioned with that actual series. Because it seemed that any time Gabe forwarded ideas like, maybe let's be nice to children, or maybe education is good, you got to see this, like, really deep vein of rage come out of Yahtzee that seemed to in some way always circle around the sentence of, I'm not wasting my life, Dad. But that's why
I think we can all agree that Yahtzee's brand is what we were looking for at a certain time, but it didn't necessarily age well.
Yeah. And now he is the voice of a particular kind of just the most like my banner header for my channel is currently the phrase, I think most people who talk about video games are doing it in a way that's boring and bad. And unfortunately, a lot of people who are doing it in a way that is boring and bad are doing a copy of Yahtzee.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody wanted to be a Yahtzee in, like, 2008.
Yeah, when I first got introduced to them, I actually tried it, like, literally off the cuff. Oh, thank goodness. Now let's get our first instance, I assume, and possibly only use out of the throw command. Of course not! It's out of order!
Goblin trap!
It's out of order! You can't throw anything in the well, it's out of order! What the hell did I come here for?
Well, you know, maybe the well will be fixed at some future point. When you have set an arbitrary flag that is in no meaningful way connected to the operability of the wishing well.
Alright, yep. And by the way, this to go back to McLuhan, this is an example of a failure to create an impression of a world, which means that I'm not in any way melting into the universe and, like, feeling the dilution of myself into the fiction, which is a process that he referred to by the thoroughly weird name of auto-amputation.
My favorite auto-amputation channel is definitely Junk Time.
I thought your favorite...
Garbage Time.
See, I thought that was going to go to my favorite auto-amputation is Edward Elric. Like, also
He's my favorite auto-amputee.
Yeah.
That's different.
I guess he is technically also an auto-amputee. He like, took off his arm and leg himself.
I didn't even think of it like that. I took, auto.
Yeah.
It's a pun.
So I was thinking that I would have to throw a coin in the well, and the well would then summon a fat gorilla that would follow me and jump on the plank.
That's pretty good.
But as I say that, I realize that would require this engine to track something from a different screen that isn't in my inventory.
As far as I can recall, there's just a place in these caves that you haven't wandered to yet, because the thing you need is pretty fucking obvious once you see it.
Am I going to wind up with a fucking graph paper map?
Or rather, the existence of the thing is obvious. The function of the thing is deeply convoluted, and there is no reason you would think of it.
Okay, Blomp Cave with my stick. So I think we can treat Blomp Cave as if it's done.
It is done. You can mark that one off on your tracker.
Hastily checking to see if there's a map for this damn cave. No, there is not. Cool. No, it's fine. It's fine. But anyway, the notion that I don't know what I need to do, that ties us into the work of Jesper Juhl, who I have a big old nerd crush on. He's the author of the book Half Real, which I know I've mentioned in other videos on this channel. And like, as far as game studies people go, Jesper Juhl has the luxury of being recent enough that all the ways he's a big weirdo aren't obvious. Like, I'm sure in history we'll look back and go, can you believe Jesper Juul had that thing about ducks? And then it'll be like, oh yeah, everyone knows about that. But, like, it's not like the situation with Roger Calois, a man who hated clowns and women. But the nature of Juul's work is that it's very centered on video games. And one of the things he wrote is it's not even really, like, he doesn't call it a book. He calls it an essay. But it's called The Art of Failure. Which is about the paradox of video games, where you play video games to fail. If you can't fail them, you don't play them. And even if it's not, even if the failure is itself completely fake, there is still an urge to there is still an urge to play them as if they can fail. Now, I think Juul's model for The Art of Failure has some interesting layers in it. Particularly one of the things that Juul has is a disposition to consider certain types of structured play with, like, consequences and goals a lot more prominently than we consider what you and I might call free play. Like Minecraft. The Art of Failure predates Minecraft, and I'm sure that Minecraft would just give that essay a conniption fit. But also, one of my favorite things to see academics talk about, by the way, is The Sims. Because they consistently will talk about The Sims as if it's a game, and then at no point will they ever grasp on the fact that almost everyone who plays The Sims cheats. Like, to the scale where, like, when you point out that people use cheats to play The Sims, people who have been playing The Sims for decades will be like, what? No, I don't. And then you mention the cheat they use, and they're like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I do that, I guess. I guess that counts as cheating.
Yeah, there are some games that really shouldn't be done without the cheats.
Yeah.
They just should have been part of the gameplay to start with.
So, Juul, in The Art of Failure, there's a section where Juul talks about ways that games can fail and the ways that you can be failed by a game. And in that...
Is this the fellow who wrote about Patapon?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And about how... Like, it's funny, because the opening of the essay is basically, here is my bad experience playing Patapon because I didn't realize I shouldn't be trying that level because that was too hard.
I have acquired a map.
Okay. We're gonna do our best to keep the game's academic stuff going while I... Okay, so here we are.
Okay.
I need to go down from here.
Yeah. So you need to take the... I don't think you needed to go down there. I think you needed to just come out into that corridor.
Okay, we're in this corridor.
Okay. Now go to the next exit along the bottom. This is riveting content. Everybody loves this.
And yet, when Etrian Odyssey makes you draw a map, it rules.
Now go to the far left lower exit.
Boop-be-doop-be-doop. Yeah. So, when I say that I view this game as being...
Hey, there it is. It was in...
The Wire?
It was in Wire Cave all along.
That's...
Fine. It's not as obvious as I thought it was.
It really isn't, Fox.
But that's a computer monitor.
That's a computer monitor. That's a whole-ass computer monitor in this mystical fantasy land.
Yep.
And that's the thing I'm going to throw on the end of the plank. Isn't it?
It sure is.
Now, for everyone who's not in their 40s, a computer monitor used to be constructed out of a large glass bottle, which was very thick in the bottom, like incredibly thick, because it had to be to withstand the fact that it was also a vacuum inside. Oh. And the vacuum inside it meant that it could, handle light radiation passing through it at high speed and hitting a surface that allowed it to depict color.
And it was heavy.
It was,
but probably not as heavy as a rock that is the size of your entire torso. Like, comparable probably, but not so much so that one of them would launch you into the air and the other one wouldn't, is all I'm saying.
Now, here's the thing that has me also curious of, like, does this engine have the ability to path you to a spot? Yes, it does.
Good news.
Pick up. And I guess...
You can't just walk.
Jump down.
Jump down. Gotta get some use out of that jump function, Talen.
Hey, Fox, this game sucks.
Boy, does it.
We could have been doing detective ghost mysteries with a cool queer lady protagonist and a really interesting interface that employs some like very clever techniques. But instead, we're doing this.
What could be cleverer than do give rock to Rock Basher?
Many things, Fox. Many things could be cleverer than those things. But alright, let's see. Now I have to combine the string with the magnet.
Oh, you've done an adventure game in your time.
And I might have to combine the stick with the magnet. So the stick... combine the stick with... Nope, okay. Well, we'll just insert the magnet into the hole. And what's your excuse for me not having the magnet anymore, game?
Well, you don't need the magnet anymore.
I keep it. Oh my goodness, thank you. It's going to disappear off my body over the next major transition.
I think it is. I can't remember what else you need it for.
This is such a slog. And I know this isn't even the worst part of this game. Like, it's approaching it, but it's not the worst part of this game.
I actually believe this is the worst part of this game.
Okay.
Maybe because this is the bit where I got forever stuck when I was a kid. Yeah, I never got out of the caves.
Oh, okay. So really, I'm freeing you from some burden.
Well, I played it since then, you understand.
Why?
Because I always wondered what could possibly be in the rest of this game. And it was so much dumber than I had believed.
All right, let's see. What was my prediction about this guy? That I'm going to use wire to trip him over.
And he would thank you for fixing his anxiety.
And he would give me a
melon.
A melon. Okay, so we combine the wire and the hooks.
Let's find out how he scored. Ooh, bad news for Talen. That is not a trip or a melon. But I think we have to give him partial credit for the build with the wire and the hooks. Yep. That's how wire in mud works.
And this is what the game wants me to do to acquire...
Yep,
mud.
To acquire some mud. Yeah, you couldn't have gotten it any other way. It's impossible.
Like, the fact that I am in a cave with a dirt floor.
Yeah. And you came in a cave with a lake. You know, so it's obviously pretty damp down here is all I'm saying.
Alright, I'm trying to think of anything there was left to do.
I think you're totally out of options except for the falling rocks and the wishing well that doesn't work.
How do I get past the falling rocks with what bullshit I have on me? What are my options?
None options.
Oh. The wishing well
But good
works.
news! For no reason, the wishing well is no longer flagged as you can't go here yet.
Uh-huh. Now, do we get to throw the coin? We do!
Don't get me wrong, it was deeply funny when it didn't work.
Money, having huge tits, or a hard hat?
Now, I'm just gonna tell you for free, you can pick as many of these as you want.
Well, let's have the money.
So if you want to see the hilarious little scenes that play out, you should definitely pick something other than the obvious item you need.
Oh, just like... that didn't happen. Alright, so I'm going to guess we're going to get some pretty hardcore misogyny here, but there is an outside chance that this will turn him into a girl. Oh, it's a lady. And she's not the same lady that... fair enough.
No, you thought a lady would be hot, but a lady was not conventionally attractive.
Turns out...
Comedy has occurred!
Ordinary ladies exist. Alright, well, cool.
Be careful what you wish for. You might get an average-looking tits.
Or you might get, like, someone's grandma? She seemed nice.
She seemed kind of old, yeah, I don't know.
But, like, what...
Hilarity.
How old should a woman be? Like, women are allowed to be all sorts of ages.
What age are we allowed to dismiss a woman?
Based on my church, 1. See, it's funny because I was raised in such a shockingly misogynist environment.
I'm upset by that joke on multiple levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the least of which is calling a 1-year-old a woman.
Ooh,
But it had happened.
You saw that I'd folded into the pastry before I rolled it out? Yeah.
Many buttery layer croissant of awfulness.
That's why we had comics that we distributed to the 6-year-olds that warned them about being too immodest because they don't want to expose themselves to
yeah, you
others.
gotta slut shame those second graders.
Gotta make sure second graders feel bad about wearing shorts. Okay, interface. Like, because this game is so nothing, what you're getting is more or less a horrifying stream of consciousness from me about whatever academic texts I've been engaging with recently. And oh, I see. We had to make sure that I didn't get uppity and think that I could just keep using that hard hat.
It might be useful at some point in the future.
I might solve a puzzle with it or something.
It wouldn't be.
From one wishing well to another.
But now you are the wish.
I get into the bucket. This world sucks too. Oh wait, no, mud monsters can go up into it, so I need to wear the mud.
It's an empty well, yes. Not particularly useful.
So we wear the mud. No?
No, apparently the mud is inadequate on its own.
We have to combine the moss and the mud. So combine moss with mud to make a all-purpose horrible outfit. Alright, so where?
Oh.
No, still not.
Sorry, I know it's not funny, but the amount by which the UI is fucking you up is like...
Oh, the stick is necessary for that costume.
I suppose you needed like a goblin nose or something.
Uh-huh. And yeah, you're right, the interface is very obviously a bad part of this. Like, the fact that I'm having to make these micro adjustments, these very, very fine, very small movements, this really is uncomfortable.
I think you might be... I seem to recall some kind of function for messing with that.
That would be a thing that a good game includes. We just had a trans-panic monster in this game. Cool.
You're not a conventionally attractive woman.
But we're out of the cave. We are out of the cave.
You know what? Check those settings.
Load, save, and delete.
Well, save is probably a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
What
to do
if this
that
crashed? You'd have to play again.
Yeah, this has proprietary engine written all over it.
All the fuck over it. But yeah, it's gratifying to see just how bad the interface is at this point. Because when you play something for long enough, and it's the only thing you're playing at that time, you become convinced that any problem with it might be you. Like you lose your frame of reference.
Yeah, no, this game is piss. This game is a really bad game. Am I gonna just kill a dead man? Am I gonna kill a man?
No, you're gonna ignore him, man. You can't do anything with him. Why would you think you can? Maybe he's already dead. He's probably already dead. Holy shit, you can kill him!
I guess you can. Well, that's how you get the money out of him. Because, you know, when he and all of his possessions dissolved, they left behind the money. You can't take the cash out of the economy. That would be very, very bad. We've got this enchanted kingdom where capital has special powers.
I understand this is how heaven works.
This is how America works. Oh, and we're just gonna lock you in. No.
Yep.
You know what else this has reminded me a lot of is Goblins. The Goblins trilogy of games which were made. I can't remember actually the name of the creators.
Those are point and clicks?
Yeah. I shouldn't try and name them. But the shtick of Goblins, which for the first one was Goblins with 3 eyes, was that it was a game where you had 3 controllable characters, each of whom could do exactly one thing. So every puzzle you had to position a different character in the right place for different reasons.
Talen, you better keep playing the game.
Do I have to?
Yep.
I mean, I don't actually have to. I really could just stop.
You could, but I and probably the listener would go,
Uh-huh. Well, you would go,
But keep telling me about goblins. I'm just saying don't stop playing, because otherwise you'll be here for even longer.
Yep, we've been here for an hour. I gotta say, after doing... Oh, look, there's another thing hilarious. Look at that. It's a girl's dress on a big ugly man.
I don't think that is a big ugly man. I think that's a big ugly girl.
Well, yeah. The important thing is incongruity.
The important thing is it's funny because she doesn't look like a girl should look.
Yeah. We are policing women in their absence.
I mean, this is a game made in Britain in the 1990s, so cross-dressing is the absolute fucking height of hilarity.
You want a bag. Well, I have a bag, but unfortunately it is currently full of money. It is entirely possible he's going to tell me to pound sand until I find a way to get rid of the money in this sack. No, cool. No, cool.
No,
cool.
Capitalism always wins. Why did you want him to do this? We will never know.
I guess we... Alright.
You like how the LucasArts games, you couldn't die, and the point of that was to, like, encourage a lot of experimentation...
Yeah.
And provide interesting avenues for discovery. Whereas in this game, you can't die, and that is simply a reason to just walk up to everything and go, push button, make thing happen.
So, in the nature of the Goblins games, and... Nice job, nerd. Do it again. The Goblins games...
I'm just gonna take a moment to invite the listener to observe that sound effect, which, once again, Talen is missing, because in protest of this game's awfulness, he has already escaped.
Yep. Look, you can effectively, you can use the fact that I listen to and care for you and love you as a way to get me to play this pile of bilge, but I don't have to suffer it every bad way.
But if you were listening... you would know that that one music track is still going, and has been going the entire time.
Alright. So we're now technically in a place you don't know.
Oh, well, like I said, I have played it since then. Okay. I know all of this.
So I push the boulder.
I'm pretty sure you just jump on the rock.
Of course, because there's a dedicated jump button.
Uh-huh. And you couldn't possibly have jumped that gap without putting a boulder there.
Mm.
Despite the fact that the boulder looks like it probably could... jam in that gap if you pushed it far enough.
Cool.
Anyway, I bring the bird up because, as observed by other Let's Players, or Let's Drown Outers, let's be honest, it is clearly just someone going swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
Yeah. The Goblins games, you were presented with, like, a fairly small number of, like, puzzle box spaces. Like, you couldn't do a lot when you were in... each room was kind of like its own thing with like a dozen or so interactable objects, and any given goblin you brought over to it to interact with it would behave in a different way. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't a puzzle.
It's just the first time
just
you
the
do it.
First time you get there, you die.
Oh, cool.
Yay!
I've got some gloves.
Good game design.
So I'm going to have to wear them and climb these rocks.
You appear to be stuck.
Yep. Well, the game's not good, Fox.
Oh, goodness, no.
Those are gloves.
I think they are gloves.
Okay.
Best look at what's on that wall, I think.
Oh, there's just 4 buttons.
Just some buttons.
Alright. I'm gonna regret this. But the fact that in Goblins the characters were weird little guys meant that they would all have different sets of reactions to the objects that you were engaging with, and sometimes that meant that there would be...
I love that when you're doing that the first time and nothing goes wrong, and you get to like the third button, you're like, oh no. Because what are the odds that you got them all right in sequence the first time? Or that it's just going to fail only after you complete the sequence without giving you any indication that it's wrong.
Yeah, and it's not giving me, like, music notes or anything.
It sure isn't. I mean, even if you had headphones on. Buttons just go, chuck.
Alright.
I should be doing horrible co-pilot duties.
I mean, you are the one who is responsible for the horrible game.
I am the horrible co-pilot.
Buttons. Well, you know, I can't see any option here but brute forcing them, and so I'm going to fast forward through several hours of brute forcing to just brute force my way with an FAQ. Doodly-doo! 1, 2, and 4. I wonder if this is the combination that I'm supposed to put in there. A magical bridge. Anyway. This game is remarkable because it's so bad that I'm forgetting what I was talking about to be angry at it in a new way.
I think that's appropriate, though.
Okay, and we'll pick you up, you pile of rope.
And if you're wondering, was there a secret hint to how you meant to press those buttons or anything?
Yeah?
Certainly not that I could ever fucking see.
Okay, now...
As far as I know, it's just trial and error.
Now I need to wear these gloves so that I can tell the electric man to fuck off.
It's an electric man. Good thing you found rubber gloves, like 20 meters back that way.
Put him on. Shove him off.
Brad has taken a second life.
Brad has killed a man.
You already killed a man, remember? That's how you got money to happen.
Cool! Cool! Cool!
Oh, I couldn't remember whether it took you all the way back or just back to the buttons, but oh, that's the good stuff.
This is so,
great game.
So here's a really interesting thing about this. Like, this is bad, obviously. But we've played we've played Space Quest, right? And Space Quest has famously dick move stuff, like dead man walking scenarios and a couple of puzzles that, like, it's very hard for me to evaluate Space Quest puzzles because they've been, like, in my soul for 30 years. But, like, fundamentally, we are talking about a game with a fairly bad reputation for user experience.
I will say dead man walking is still definitely the worst thing you can do in an adventure game, right? That's just...
What the...
I guess you got clipped by a tiny little bit of that debris.
Dead man walking is... Dead man walking is bad, yes. But something that I think player death does that not enough designers of this ilk really appreciated was to be a dead end. Was to communicate very clearly of, like, no, don't do this and don't try this.
This is exactly the worst possible way to do it, because it's like, well, you clearly did need to do that, and you now need to go back and do it again.
Yeah. And if I was instead saving and reloading every time, sure, that would be modestly annoying, but also it would be less annoying than watching the slow animation.
Yeah. I think a save and reload in Space Quest, certainly on a modern computer, would be a lot quicker than
Yeah.
I think, was it Hotline Miami? Where you...
yeah, let's talk about Hotline Miami. I would love to talk about Hotline Miami.
Praised to me the importance of a quick restart. It's not a problem that a game wants to kill you all the time, viciously and without ceasing. You just need to be able to get back in that shit quickly.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I was talking about goblins.
What's a homeline?
Yeah, the mistyping the word hotline because this interface is bad. You know, I wonder if the PC has any interface that lets you quickly input letters.
Yeah, I don't know. We could develop something for that.
Was this thing developed, like, you know, to try and be cross-platform and they just didn't want to have a keyboard interpreter?
It's not in scope for the engine. Based on the fact that it's British
That's
and it
a
looks
small
nice,
rock.
I have to assume it is Amiga before it was PC.
Yeah.
But I know nothing. And also, you know, having a keyboard was not not a problem for the Amiga.
No.
I'm not too familiar. You're gonna get...
Oh, and I can't load during this.
Of course you can't.
Alright, so goblins couldn't do smooth scrolling room to room. So everything was one room with a whole bunch of interactable objects.
Oh, yeah.
The first game, you start with 3 goblins, one of which is like a cranky old man, one of which is a earnest young dude, and one of which was kind of just a shitty little troublemaker. And so the trick of puzzle engagement in Goblins was that you would have an object you could obviously interact with, but one of the characters wouldn't do anything with it because they couldn't see anything interesting. So you'd have like 2 possibilities there. But also all 3 of these characters are physically on the screen at the same time. So you can move one to one location, tell it to do something, then click and select a different character and tell them to do something. And as a direct result of all that, you get them to do them in sequence, and you'll get an effect that like one of them swings open a gate and the other one gets smacked in the butt and goes flying by it. Right? Like there's a
That's good goblin stuff.
Yeah. The first Goblins game was pretty good.
So I think the sitch with this time, is you're safe when you're at the top of the screen, as it were.
Alcove.
And it just repeats.
Cool. What's better than this non-puzzle? The same non-puzzle twice.
On a timer you can't affect.
Oh, good.
Wow, that one little rock there really was just a little prize in case you thought you were gonna get through this.
Alright.
I believe this is another case for throw.
Yeah, well, I've got a small rock, and that's pretty much the limits of my ways to engage with things. I can't look at the thing up there that I want to knock down, so let's try for throw. Nope.
Maybe you're too close to it.
Yeah, that's... So Goblins 1, very challenging puzzles though, because it means if there's like 6 objects in the room, you have 3 goblins, and individual combinations of goblins had different interactions with them. You wind up with this position where you have 20, 30, 40 possible interactions that could be what is the solution to the puzzle. Like, I've been stumped by the first screen of Goblins until I got an FAQ.
Okay, so this is not necessarily a good thing.
Well, it's not necessarily a good thing, but it certainly made the game engaging, and, like, a lot of Goblins was like, how are these little weirdos going to engage with this thing now? What, you know, the old man has yelled at a goat and popped off one of its horns. What's that actually do for me? Is that actually part of a puzzle, or is this just something they did because it was a delightful little animation?
I forgot you had to collect that little rock.
I did, didn't I?
Sorry, not the one that's further back, but the one that falls as you approach this scene.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you may have missed picking something up in the second alcove, perhaps.
I'm sorry. What?
I think I'm reading the same FAQ as you at this point.
Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot. I picked up rope. I've got a thing I can throw. I can throw rope. Nope.
No. Yeah, there's something in the second alcove. This little rock will not do. You need a different little rock.
What was that, Fox? Something in the second alcove?
Yeah. Move around a bit and have a look.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm just doing what it tells me. I guess not. Alright. Well, head over there. Like, back to the spot you were. And put that rock on your head.
Okay, we're gonna wear the rock.
I don't think you're close enough.
Oh, of course, because it couldn't put the rock on my head too early.
Well, there's no reason to put a rock on your head until now.
It's a really dumb idea to just randomly put a rock on your head.
Yeah. Exactly. You're getting it.
Where rock?
It worked, didn't it?
It did.
Okay. The FAQ describes this as a sweet, which makes that rock stick to your head. But I think it's very obvious that it was a rock.
It sure looked like another rock. And in a game where there have had, I think, 5 different unique icons for a rock. Like, at a certain point... Okay, so here we go. Extra cliff wall. By the way, the wizard who sent me here also took my fucking money.
I know, doesn't that seem like a ripoff?
Thank you for the money. Thank you.
But, yeah, that's quite interesting. I wonder if that's a case of, like, a sprite accidentally changing between versions or something? Because
I don't know about accidentally... Oh, you can actually type. Thank you for money.
Thank you for characters.
Alright.
Yeah, it's not that I would put it past this game to have a puzzle as stupid as wear a rock so another rock falls on your head. It's that I wouldn't expect someone to write an FAQ describing it as just a different item.
Do we just walk off into oblivion? It looks like there's a modestly different notch here, but... I don't know what I'm going to do with a Miku of rock in the wall.
Oh, yeah, there is something on a wall nearby that you have to examine. You gotta look. I guess you have to look at precisely the right spot.
There's a lot going on here that's like that feels like the designer of the game like genuinely did not care about the user experience. Like, this is not a game that was made to be finished. This was a game that was made to show off an engine and hopefully move some units on the basis of some sick box art. Which
Look at all these art assets we got. Look at them.
By the way, everyone who's watching this on YouTube, that background visual thing there that I've got set up, that's the box art for Curse of Enchantia. And it promised you that you might be getting some sort of adventure and also maybe the whims of a wicked sorceress. Also, you know what else came out before this one? The first Kyrandia game.
There's a wicked sorceress in the last scene.
And in the first scene. And,
in the backstory, yes.
And that's it.
Oh, I can't fucking believe this. The FAQ just describes it as the wall nearby. Maybe right after you cross the gap?
I guess that is the word high on that wall. Backwards.
It's another rock.
Pick up.
Can't get rock. You can't get your rock.
Wait, no. I can look at that rock.
But it doesn't do anything?
High? Help? Nope.
Where did you say the letters higher on the rock?
If you look at the rock here, there's an and an and an and then next to it there's an I.
Okay, so it's fairly abstract.
There's a rock here. Can I push?
I do not believe that rock has any relevance. I can't tell you for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a rock you can look at. You can jump on the rock.
That is weird, yeah.
But you can't pick it up.
And you can't, but examining it does nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought maybe it represents the wall, so that's what you meant to look at, but looking at it should do something. If it is representing the wall in this case. Good lord.
This is what you decided that would be more fun to do. This is the thing you actively wanted to do.
Hey, come on.
because, well, we've played a lot of games, you know. We played the Strong Bad games. Those were so good. Remember the Good Times, Fox? And then we had Curse of Enchantia.
It's funny when people play bad games, right?
Is it? Oh wait, no. This is just. You know what? We need Brucentia here.
It's true.
I need to say some extremely sheltered Mormon things. Does anyone even use a dictionary?
Okay.
I am scuttling along this wall a little at a time, trying to find anything to look at.
Other FAQ implies that it is close towards the end of the ledge. Continue walking east to the end of the ledge. Look at the writing on the wall.
Hi?
Maybe help.
Help! Can I jump off? No?
I can't get a close look at any of this.
I mean, you absolutely can. You could get up and stand and walk. And you're mosey around the room if you wanted to.
But if I took my headphones off,
You'd miss...
I would miss a second of this interminable song. I will also add that in this song... Well, I guess the listener doesn't need me to tell them this unless they have it turned down really low because it's maddening. But it has the same, like, riff in the background the entire way through. It is unceasing. Yeah, there should be a bit of the wall here you can look at to see the words Open Sesame.
The words Open Sesame, no less.
Yep, absolutely. Game sense of humor. I don't remember this being hard to find, but I'm like, obviously it's not easy.
This is really weird too, because like you're trying to signify words. The one thing this thing can do is background art. Why is this so hard?
Why is...
Dead air, dead air.
Okay, all these guides definitely say to the end of the ledge. There's like a little white dot right there.
Yeah, oh, the little white dot?
Rubbed yourself right up on that?
This is how I know you're not paying attention to what I'm doing.
Because I'm reading the FAQ!
And prior to when you were looking up the FAQ?
I'm trying to find an answer.
I think I have rubbed up pretty hard against this.
Yeah, verifiably rubbed.
There's no pickup, there's no push, there's no pull. Can I eat it?
Eat it!
Well, this clearly isn't the place for the writing, so...
Oh,
fuck me!
we're a ravine too early.
That's a
This is
hook.
where the rope goes.
You know what would be great? If they, like, you know... put
If when you looked at it,
If you looked at the hook.
you saw that there was a hook. Yeah, I saw it at like the exact same second you did. One sentence beforehand. Turns out walk to the end of the ledge could describe almost any part of this.
Man, what an absolute bucket of piss.
What an ass butt!
We spent 15 minutes on that bullshit.
Sucks. Oh, Lord. And you know what? If it had been anything less stupid than inspect the wall to see the words Open Sesame, then we would have gone, of course this isn't the bit where that's meant to happen. But because the solution is nonsensical and there's no reason it would ever exist. Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay, I'm gonna buy you a nice treat or something, okay? We'll go out for pizzas. We'll get McDonald's or something. Would you like that? Would you like to take all your friends to the pizza place?
Also, that throw, that is the worst throw. Like, yes, I definitely threw that rope all that distance, and it caught in a way that could, like...
Yeah, most of the animations are at least possible, but that was questionable.
There's this idea we talk about in games about the idea of affordances. This is actually from interface design, from the work of Donald Norman as well, where the thing that they were talking about specifically is the idea that things that you interact with have a way of implying that they're there to be interacted with. Like, I can see the boulder. There it is. They have a way of implying they're to be interacted with. It's like, you know, if we know how buttons are shaped and we know how buttons are made to be interactable. Oh, there's the writing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, right. Like, I thought I remembered being able to see something.
Open sesame. Okay. Seems a bit rude, but, you know, this is...
I suppose that's a bit like Homeline.
Oh.
Yes, this is a giant parrot.
Giant parrot with a tiny American doll.
I don't know why you'd be surprised.
Can I ask it for help?
Apparently not. Oh, but it did wave hello.
Oh, well. Hi. You want a fire extinguisher? A fan?
Oh, so you're a frog now.
And now I'm in a different room.
Hey! You see what I mean about just walking through rooms where, like, here is a solution, walk, you know, several meters that way. Oh, here's a puzzle that requires that solution. Thank goodness it was there.
Well, that's a visual error. Sure.
Get it? Get it? She's a see-all.
Oh, I still have the money. I didn't give all my money. I didn't give all my money to the wizard.
It turns out that's not actually a bag of money. It is an arbitrary flag of has money.
Mm-hmm. Which is indeed how capitalism works.
Because that is also how capitalism works.
At a certain level of wealth. I need to move around to the other side to talk to it, to give it the cash.
Only once you're standing still.
To seal.
You can't just throw money at people while moving like a disrespectful grot.
Prophecy of going past the bug guard. Then going to the costume shop.
Well, bad news. I've tried to stick it out for as long as I could, but I definitely need to get up for a bathroom break.
Cool. By all means.
I'll just leave you to it.
Go for it. So, I was talking earlier about the game Goblins and how it was like built around these really novel idea of like a bunch of different goblin bits, like characters of goblins who could do weird things like that. You know what? I'm gonna save before I do it. And then I'm going to see if this wizard's going to send me back to the cliffs, because that would be very funny, and I would hate it. Yep, there is the wizard. The wizard's back. Hey, wizard. Hey, wizard. Can I give you some money? Yep. The first Goblins game, it had 3 goblins, and that led to a lot of interactions. The second Goblins game, Goblins, only had 2. Oh, I got a disguise. He turned me into a police officer. The second game, Goblins, was you had 2 goblins, and they had very, very different personalities, and that one of them could talk to people, and the other whom was a criminal, and that. Okay, so the guard recognizes pigs. The slugs. Oh, I see, because they're not the Beatles, because this is a British game. I see. Alright. Well, there's a haystack, so if I can, I'm going to go over there and grab some of the haystack.
I'm back! Has whimsy occurred?
No, but I did make an ACAB joke. So in Goblins 3, you had 3 goblins that were all reasonably similar and could do some things interchangeably. Goblins 2, they gave you 2 goblins, and they made it so that they were wildly different, and the environments were a little more interesting. One of my favorite things in that is that if you tried with the earnest goblin to take a sausage, the person who owns the sausage will hit you, and you'll go flying across the room and to get smashed into a little coin that has to then like poof, into shape again, whereas the other one will just steal it. But the third Goblins game, which is called Goblins 3, and there's only one I in the word, you play a werewolf, and the puzzles are flipped in that you come back to every location as a werewolf at night to do the other half of the puzzle.
Huh.
Like, that game, those games were very interesting and very... Well,
Yeah, why do we not have these games on the list? They sound like something I'd enjoy. They have spooky themes in them. They would be perfect for like an October theme.
You have no idea what the word spooky means, do you?
Well,
Like,
werewolves are definitely included.
ostensibly speaking, you do understand what Halloween is, right?
Yeah, monsters.
And that's why we're gonna play Monster Prom. No, we're not playing
Goblins
Monster
and
Prom.
werewolves.
I absolutely should never play Monster Prom on camera.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, because that game is basically just a rocket sled through a series of jokes, and if you don't like the jokes, it's just boring. Oh, head over there, small, conspicuously white pixels. Are you an object I can pick up? No. Yes, you are. Ha 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 ha. Some rudimentary signaling. I mean, it could be done better, but it's better than nothing. And can I insert you into the post office box? For no discernible reason?
Don't be stupid, Talen.
No, that's not what you do with a letter. I guess it doesn't have a stamp yet.
Damn right it
Oh,
doesn't.
hello. Oh, so now I've got 2 letters.
Swoosh.
So the
It's
reason,
absolutely the same sound effect as the bird.
so the reason I bring up goblins is that I did put it in there, and it gave me a thumbs down, and then gave me the piece of paper back. That sucks.
You remember how I made fun of it for having the
that's-
solution sit next to the puzzle? Yeah, you can't leave the scene with the letter.
Okay, fair
It
enough.
blew out of your pocket.
That's a volcano.
Sure is.
Oh, is that a soul?
That's an exciting location. Things would happen at a volcano.
Like some sort of doom lair.
First I have to walk
That's
into
a-
this boulder.
That's a tea tray.
It is a tea tray.
That
You're
is
not wrong.
absolutely a tray for scones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're posh.
Okay. Alright. Now, the reason I brought up goblins is that it was both contemporary to this, and it was French. And being French meant that it could be, that if the game never included any actual written dialogue, it was a lot easier for it to translate. So, there was...
Right, yeah.
There was text in it. They definitely used a lot of text and a lot of dialogue. But much less than you think, because most of the time, like, the character interactions, like, you wouldn't get a message of, like, I can't do that, or I don't know what you want. Instead, the goblin would stand next to the thing you told them to engage with, and they just give you a shrug, or flip you off, or make a weird gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think goblins are perfect for.
Yeah. And I feel like this game might have been built from that approach of, like, oh yeah, what can we do to minimize language dependence? And what can we do to make this game instantly translatable so we could sell it across in the European Union, which was this brand new thing back in 1992.
The European Union didn't exist yet, did it?
I believe at that point it was the European Economic Area.
Yeah, the predecessor to it, certainly, but the EU itself. I feel
Yes
like
Minister from the 1980s made jokes about the formation of the European Union, particularly in how we have to make sure we're a member so we can ruin it for everyone to make sure they know it's a bad idea. Hoo boy!
Well. Okay, so in this game.
Alright.
Anyway, wander around some more and see if you can find some solutions lying next to their puzzle.
Are the slugs playing particular music?
Oh, yes, they are playing some music, but the soundtrack hasn't stopped, so there's just two musics happening at once.
Well, I've got some hay. That's a nose. Let's give someone some hay fever. So let's insert. Don't want to try and unlock this. Don't want a generic
that'd be
use command.
stupid.
Brad has killed a 3rd time. When will Brad's reckless hands be stilled? Oh. What the? Maybe look where
No.
you're going?
No.
Is that a big pile of keyboards or power strips? Phones.
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 The latest portable phone technology.
1980s portable phones. And that's a robot.
There's a robot.
Hey, robot. Oh, you're a very large robot.
Oh, he's huge.
And doesn't respond to being spoken to.
Doesn't want to talk to you. How rude.
That's a gigantic pile of money.
I guess that explains why no one cared how much money you did or didn't have. As long as you had some.
You can't look at the giant pile of money.
Nope.
It is
just for show.
Unremarkable.
You also can't walk past it. It's a wall, I guess. I love the cursor wandering off the screen is a clear sign that Talen is looking to his lifeline.
The interface is also so frightfully bad. What's this pile of?
Like if you could scroll the screen a bit.
Oh, cassette tapes. Okay, so I'm going to need to record a tape of the slugs and give that to the weirdo with the boombox. That seems pretty obvious.
Cassette tapes that are the size of your entire body.
Oh, I know what those are. Those are socks, aren't they?
I think they're socks. Yeah, socks for sure.
All right. Let's.
And is that like pens, ballpoint pens down at the front?
I think it is. But also, Fox. Let's talk about how we were defining tea leaves and trying to work out what a person was into. That's a stamp in the pen pile?
Apparently so.
Well, good thing I got a pen. But remember we were talking about the idea of like I'm defining tea leaves. I'm making a story that makes sense to me about what was done here. I'm going to tell you that these people were Discworld fans.
This does have the sense of humor that you would have if you if you read like the first few Discworlds that were entirely parody.
Yeah.
And
there wouldn't be more of them at this point because
we're bad at it.
Get a load of this. Money plus sock. No? Okay. I thought I was going to hit this thing with a sock full of money.
I really did too.
Wait. I can't use that money. That's in my bag. What if I go over here and fill the sock with money over here?
You must have just not found the spot to rub yourself on the gold pile. I didn't remember this game being very pixel hunty. It is like astonishingly pixel hunty.
Yeah, it's awful. I think I've mentioned that this isn't a good game. People.
It's come up.
I for a while there thought that this game was being given away free on GOG. As a part of like, start your account, here's a free game. But it turns out that actually I was thinking of Lure of the Temptress, which is a better game than this. You know how I know? I've played this. They also give you Beneath the Steel Sky, which just unequivocally rules.
Oh, that's a great game.
So can I use the sock full of money on the robot?
Yeah.
I sure can.
See, as soon as you said it, I'm confident that's the way you get past the robot now that he says it.
Can I walk across this? I can't walk. I need to go out there and find exactly the one plank. The two planks. Oh, we have this plank animation.
Planks are the only thing you still cannot fit in your pants.
Okay, nope. Pick up a plank. Oh, I picked up the other plank.
Just a way to let you put it down again, I guess.
Oh, I can move with this one. Combine plank with water?
To see if it gives you an option. Maybe just throw it. Can you throw it?
Let's stand here where it looks like the artist would want to draw the plank.
That's true. That's a plank going in a straight line. Much appreciated. See, I was thinking over there because that's like the same kind of angle they're on in that other illustration. So throw doesn't work? What if you try and build one plank with the other plank?
Yeah, I think you might be right.
To once again clarify, I definitely don't remember.
Yeah, your help here is mostly limited to your ability to look things up as well.
Look, I've remembered a few things off the top of my head.
Yeah, like we need to fire the people who make... Aha!
Yeah, there we go.
Alright. And now we gotta pick up this plank. Now, will it have vanished the first plank? It will have vanished the first plank from the inventory system of like, we don't want to work this out now.
One thing you can give them credit for, at least, is once you have done the correct thing with the thing, you will almost never have any degree of ambiguity.
Yeah.
It vanishes entirely, you can't pick it up again, it gets eaten by a monster for no apparent reason.
Pathfinding is pants.
It is pants. Oh yeah, we're gonna add Robot to Brat's kill count.
Yep.
Robot did not threaten him at all.
Well, I mean, he was summoned to this world for an adventure, and apparently that adventure is killing 4 things that are different.
Oh no, he was summoned to this world to be used as an ingredient in a potion for eternal youth. I don't know why you didn't know that. You watched the backstory.
Yeah, and that's why he has this 1950s greaser hair, because he's definitely the embodiment of youth. Alright, we have a stamp, we have an envelope, let's go over here and do a thing.
I'm trying to remember why you need to mail anything, and I cannot for the life of me remember. But, you know, why would there need to be a reason for anything in this game?
Again, we can make objects interact with other objects. It doesn't actually care about what things mean or what they communicate. This is much more about, like, what can I do with this one scene to signal to the next scene?
Yeah.
By the way, King's Quest VI is contemporary to this game.
That's what I should have done to prepare for this. I should have just gotten a long list of
every other
game
released in 1992. And, like, I get it, because, like, this is Core Design's first thing, and they're not necessarily good at it. Alright, let's see. I got a cassette. I got a cassette, didn't I? So
sure did.
We can insert a cassette. Oh, I'm not standing close enough to it.
No. You fool.
Insert cassette console. Bonus, by the way, this is all happening on the day Daylight Savings crossed over, so in addition to I'm playing something awful, it's later than I want it to be, and I'm just mad.
That's clearly the best time to play this game.
We've definitely pivoted over into the, and now the FAQ is getting scrolled steadily.
I don't know why I didn't want you to insert that cassette.
I can look at the thing. I can. Oh wait, it's combined with thing.
Of course.
No.
Why would you insert a cassette?
Insert cassette into the control panel. No.
Maybe you got a push-pull control panel. Do you have to turn it on first? No. Stand in front of the desk, maybe?
Well, the pathfinding is pretty
This
dog
game
shit.
is that bad. I can see that being a thing.
Man, the pathfinding on this is really terrible.
We'll absolutely spew if that is... that was the fucking answer. Excuse me. I have to vomit. Unfucking real.
Dear good...
Okay, now push-pull the console.
No.
No. You just have to wait. Maybe you just have to wait. Press the remote control. Oh, press the... Of course, it's not a phone, it's a remote control.
And
The fact that it looks exactly like... And the remote control works on the recording desk. Because as you know, most recording studios like to operate their tape decks by remote control.
Yeah, that's it. Decay, if you're hearing this, shout once for help.
That one's just for you, because I've already thrown up and I feel you should too.
That was not what the bathroom break was about. Fox is fine.
Fox is fine.
Can I pick up the tape now?
You definitely have to get it out somehow. Maybe you just have to look at the...
I've got it! It's just like...
Of course! I forgot this game puts shit in your inventory all the time without telling you.
Alright, well, time to give to this one guy who is apparently extremely chill, but not so chill that he will move slightly to the side.
We watched you murder that guy and he didn't make a big deal out of it.
It's true, he's not a narc. That guy definitely looks like what the Slugs person would look like.
Fucking Shaggy you got off Temu.
These are some bones.
They look bony, don't they?
Is that Open Sesame's not there anymore?
They definitely look not produced by the primary artist.
Yeah.
These look like they were pre-rendered by someone.
Oh, of course, he's shouting in a cave
Okie
to
dokie.
bring things down.
That'd probably work.
That's not the dumbest thing, but also, why did they dissolve? And
No,
now I have
why
a
not?
bottle of what looks like detergent? I don't know. I've mailed a letter and I don't know to whom. I've killed a nose and I don't know why. I've killed a robot.
Do you have a card?
Do I have a card? Let's have a look at it.
I don't recall seeing you pick one up, but I was.
Why do I have a card?
You have a card.
That was email. That was probably mailed.
You
to
probably
me.
got that for mailing the thing, and the game figured you didn't need to know that.
Yeah, extremely bad examples of responsiveness.
Astonishing.
This is a really interesting example of just being terrible at everything. Yes, but the ways it's being terrible are specifically things that we know how to do in game. Oh, hang on. I went through that door.
Yeah, and you landed on the cloud.
I stepped through that door. I fell
Yeah,
onto a cloud.
onto a cloud.
And now if I step off this, I fall next to the slugs again.
Yeah. It's whimsy, Talen.
Okay.
Horrifying, horrifying whimsy.
Alright, let's... Oh, I see. I see. There's a puzzle at work here of me being pushed. And then I run out of time. Okay.
Guess they got sick of you trying to walk.
Uh-huh. Just... Oh, I was too quick then. Man. This game is so unpleasant to play.
Yep.
I really cannot underscore just how much this is a bad experience.
I think
Whoa.
there's like a slingshotty mechanism.
You just have to keep trying this? And all this for the small bag. Oh, there's wind going in the right direction this time. Oh.
Okay. I don't remember, in the description in the FAQ was a bit ambiguous, but I think you have to sort of go back and forth.
Okay, we're through.
I don't know why they thought it was a good idea, but... Like, I think you have to walk the other way, and then...
No, I think this is working.
Okay.
The important thing is to not try and resist it while it's pushing me back.
That would make sense.
Sorry, this is me actually concentrating on trying to be good at this game.
Yeah, this is actually, like, an interesting thing where you feel you have some ability to engage with the mechanic and perform correctness.
Because I've been here longer than I've ever been here before. It feels like it's a movement puzzle. And not a good one.
Well, I don't want to be forceful, but the back and forth thing definitely does seem to be the recommended answer.
Oh, fuck me. The back and forth thing seems to be the answer. Of what I should go backwards?
Yeah, the apparently the wind blows you whichever way, like blows against whichever way you try to go.
Okay.
So you like build up some momentum and then rush back. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool. There's silly me thinking it's a matter of momentum and like, you know, a puzzle and a timing thing.
Imagine being able to work out a mechanic in this game.
Imagine being able to work it out on my own. Alright then. Let's see. I think I've gone everywhere. Right?
You will not believe the next thing on this list.
I've gone to the... Oh, fuck off!
Oh, this fucking game.
Fucking...
Oh.
And I know that there's a maze coming. I know there's a maze.
Oh, wow, no.
If
Has
this
it crashed?
If this is crashed, I'm free.
I think that's fair, to be honest.
Oh my goodness, I think this might have crashed.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
We shall see.
That definitely says not responding at the moment. I guess we'll give it a minute. But,
Yep.
So, how's your
How's
weather been in that sports team lately?
Dear. Just bringing up the other interface here for a moment while I hopefully get DOSBox to behave.
Oh, it's the first time in a while we've had a section where Talen's going to have to think long and hard about whether or not he cuts it.
You know what? No, we're done. We're done. We're done. This has been almost 2 hours of one of the worst video games of its type I've played, and what am I going to show you as we get to the end? Because I know there's a maze coming. And the thing is, the maze works by rolling 2 dice.
Yeah, it's not even a maze, because a maze you can, like, map out and use efficient and tactics and whatnot. Whereas this is simply a series of rooms that you access by rolling random numbers, and you cannot fix or change or adjust in any way.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking forward to you seeing the even dumb parts of this game, but
No! I've seen them, Fox.
I did promise Talen.
You've got to remember, I have seen this game all the way through. You're not actually bringing me anything new here. You're just making me play a bad game.
Oh, that's true.
Like, we've been over this. So I have some news from the tech support side of things, which is I have got it working again, but also it's back here. So after the cliff, while you were in the bathroom.
But didn't you save, like, just before the cloud bit?
No.
Oh, I thought you saved on the cloud.
No.
Oh, guess I made that bit up entirely in my brain.
Well, let's have a quick look. Let's see if Homeline takes us to the cloud. No. Let's see if takes us to the cloud. No.
No, look, I believe you.
Yep.
That's why I said, I guess I just made that up.
Alright, so that's Curse of Enchantia, or as far as I'm going to get in it, because I don't need to finish... So here is the thing about games that I want everyone to walk away from today. Sometimes, when it sucks, hit the bricks. You don't owe games nothing. This is a thing that I got for free off an abandonware site, and even then, I got a bad deal. Alright? Giving this game 2 hours of my life to hear my partner giggle has been worth it. Giving it 1 fucking second more is bullshit.
Yeah. I'm not going to pressure you. I agreed that if it crashed, you were allowed to stop. I think that's fair.
Uh-huh.
The game made this choice. You didn't.
Welcome to Dread Month. Maybe next year we'll do something fun.